Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester, and I'm glad you're here this morning. We're on a Wednesday morning hump day, the last week of April, and it seems like April has flown by. And I was thinking about the weather. What a mixture of weather we've had in April. We've had some stormy, windy days, and we've had some beautiful days. So, fortunately, we're in a run of beautiful days. So let's get on with our weather, brought to us by Drew Pollard, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning up there in Southport. Give them a call for all your needs with your units and all. We're looking at another warm day, 78 degrees, low 63. Water temperature has jumped up 1 degree. It is now 72 degrees at the end of the pier. And we talked about that video of the fishing trip last week, the pier fishing trip with the kids, and how they make those runs. It's just so exciting when young people get to catch fish like that. And we're going to talk about a little bit later about the signs of nature and what to look for, like we did. We're looking at the river readings brought to us by Mountain Dew on the Outdoors, Apalachicola, Bluntstown. Folks, it's high, and it looks like it's going to stay high. Yesterday, I thought it was going down. It's reading 16.2 right now, and no relief in sight. Almost the same for the Choctaw at Caribbean. But look how both of them just jumped up. I mean, they really just got up there, and all that heavy rain. We didn't get that much on the coast, but man, right north of us, Jackson County and Holmes, all those counties got a bunch of rain. Looking at the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn today. Like I say, it's the 28th. Good, decent tides. It started good tides today. The next 3 days, 4 days, really good tides. The high tide will be this morning at 9:49. That's local time. And low will be 8:22 this afternoon or late afternoon. And it's going to be aided by a southeast wind, again in double figures at 14 miles an hour. All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. All kind of things, this time of year, all kind of things are happening in the outdoors, and I was thinking springtime, it just sort of takes off, and it's getting ready to take off. We're going to talk about the tournaments later on, but right now, let's go and get the dates straight. I know you've heard about the snapper season. The FWC came out with it on Friday. Let's go ahead and talk about the dates, because I know a lot of people are trying to book the trip. The 2021 Gulf recreation season right here for recreational anglers from private vehicles in Gulf states, okay? Here's the date, June the 4th through July the 28th. Okay, so everybody got the dates down. That's for recreation. Now let's go to the next paragraph. It's something, if you plan to fish for red snapper in state waters from a private vehicle, even if you are exempt from a fishing license, you must sign up as a state reef fish angler. And you got to do that every year. So you have to go outdoors.com. And what they're telling us, their reason for doing this is to try to get a more better count of the red snapper, because they sure need to do that, because none of the studies are saying the same thing. The latest study came out, like we talked about before, have 3 times the amount of red snapper that the other studies had, and that was the study. The last study was done like 2 years by 11 universities or something, or 11 agencies, whatever, 7 universities. So anyway, they're trying to keep count of it, and it's it's a good idea for everybody to do it, but if it ain't going to work if everybody don't do it. So anyway, I just want to make sure y'all are aware of that. But go and get your dates down, and all kind of good things will be happening when you go fishing. Let's start off right here. Okay, I got an announcement. They're doing, I appreciate them sending this to me, Colby. The Red Holly Memorial Bass Fishing Tournament is going to be Saturday, that's next Saturday, May 8th, at the White City Boat Ramp. And it's going to, safe daylight to weigh in at 3 p.m. Entry fee $110 a boat, 5 fish limit. And that last sentence, that's what the $10 goes toward the Weewall High School Bass Club, and food and drinks provided. So that's next Saturday, the Red Holland Memorial Bass Fishing Tournament. Appreciate you folks putting that on. All right, let's see what else we got. This is special to me. Rodney Swindell up there in Alpha. This is his mom and dad. Now this is Ed on the right, age 91, and This is Myrtle Lou on the left. That's Rodney's mom and dad. They're from originally, they live up here now, but they're good outdoorsmen. They're around that Plant City area. They grew up at one of the early pioneer families there in that area. Listen, both of them got a turkey. I think that's her turkey and that's his turkey. Now, it's not 90 and 91. Rodney, your parents are something else, and thank you for sharing that with me. And then Rodney's friend, this is Lori, a 250-pound axis deer taken up in Jackson County, and that's a lot of meat right there, 250 pounds, and that's a licensed hunt and all, and that's a good job, Lori, on that huge axis deer. This is the Winston Chester dock. I wanted to share this with you. You can see, I want to show you, see all this new work, the last 15 boards. I did that last couple of days. I'm piecing together one at a time. This is my last reconstruction from Hurricane Michael. If I put it last, but not that I wanted to, but I had to do all this other stuff. And so anyway, I started back on my dock, and I'm about to run out of boards. I'm picking up boards all along the seashore and bay shore and all, and I'm about to run out of boards, but I'm gonna find me some more boards. I'm gonna try to get it temporarily done until I get through the summer and hurricane season, and then maybe I can fix it more. I'm doing all this myself. I sort of enjoy doing it, but that's too far for me to jump. I was telling Gail I got to narrow it down where I can jump across, but right now I'm not going to jump across it. And Jeff Giles sent this in. Got this nice blue crab behind the house. They're coming in. That's his 10th one. And again, that's a sign of spring when you get these blue crabs coming in. I thought that one posing for the picture is a good one. So thank you, Jeff Giles, sending that in Panama City fishing. Will Nelson been on the show before, and he got a 12. He won he got on Gap Pond. We're talking about these sandhill ponds. Will got this one. This is 8.8 big fish. Got 12 pounds for total. Folks, that's a good off of a pond in the sandhills. That is a fine weight. So good job, Will Nelson. I just thought this picture really special. Lauren Shaw, the wife of Hunter Shaw, a daddy-daughter kind of Sunday. He is the best father to our two kids. Thankfully, he's able to make sure Emery has fun while little brother's sick. But there's Hunter taking a little. Ain't that a great picture? What a way to spend a Sunday. Good job, Hunter Shaw. The Bill Shaw family. I've known this. That's the third generation of Shaws. I know they're good folks. And Lauren, a great young lady herself. Max Vaughn. Okay, this sent to us by Stan Kirkland. This is Max Vaughn, and he just turned 13. He killed a 17-pound gobbler by himself this afternoon at 5:30. An afternoon hunt now is challenging. He had the type of decoy. Listen to this. You hold in your hand. Now, we don't show a lot of those. You hold that decoy in your hand, the gobbler head with a tail fan, and he called, and the gobbler came running. He dropped to his knees and held the decoy out in front of him. When the turkey got to 20 yards, Max dropped the decoy and shot him. He had a 9-inch beard. Max lives in Montgomery, and here's a picture right here. That is cool. Good job, Max. He's quite an outdoorsman. Stan Kirkland, thank you for sharing that with us. And Stan followed up with this. He said, hey, Winston, this is the same young man I took turkey hunting 1 year ago when he was 12, and he killed a 20-pound, 6-inch, or 10-inch beard. He won our local turkey chapter's Big Bird and got a brand new Stevens model 410 shotgun. So good story there. Stan, thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, we got a couple more pictures. Let's wrap these up. This is Brock Meyer. Looking up, we got Brock Meyer. He caught this. He's had a good week of fishing last week. Pulled up a nearshore red snapper, and then he got this big redfish out in the surf. So good job, Brock Meyer. Young man, been on the show before. Just has a passion for fishing and does an excellent job. Week after week, he's sending me pictures and a really good fish here. Caitlin Rogers has been on the show a good while back. This is Byron Rogers' granddaughter. Granddad, listen to this. She said, Granddad was able to call one in for me on the last day of the season. Dinner was fresh last night. So good job, Caitlin. A big old smile and a good outdoor young lady. And I appreciate Sam McBroom sending this to me. Going to bloom and the Funiac. And you know what this is, what we call the century plant, blooms every 100 years. So most of us won't be around next time that one blooms. But Sam, keep us posted on this big century plant bloom. That's nature just at its finest when something like that happens. Okay, so we got that. We talked about one thing. We'll talk about too. The tournaments coming up this weekend. 2 big tournaments. We had the Swivel Sisters on yesterday talking about the Bayou Bash, and that's just going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to talk about it later. I'm going to show you some places to go. I promise you, some of these places I'm going to show you, there's going to be a money fish brought out of those places. I don't want to say I'll guarantee it, but I'm pretty well close to it. But anyway, let's get back to the first tournament we're going to talk about. We've had these boys on before, the 2nd annual Fishing for a Dream. This is the bass fishing tournament up at Deer Point, put on by the Not So Serious Saturday morning tournament. And this money goes to Camo Dreams, and we've talked about it. And they're having the amount of raffles. Yesterday we talked about raffle money they're having and all, but they're having all kind of if you fish it, you know what to do. But I want to tell again, the weigh-in is going to be, let's see, 12 p.m. Check-in starts at, okay, so we're going to weigh in at noontime. So actually, you can go. If I'm in town, I'm going to try to go to both tournaments if I'm in town, and I don't know if I'll be in town yet. But anyway, you can go to both tournaments. You can buy raffle tickets at both tournaments. Some of the things they're giving away. Well, Drew Pollard donated a couple of air conditioning units as a raffle prize. So this is again, outdoorsmen doing these kind of things. So. If you get a chance, go to both of them. And if you're not going to fish, you can fish both of them. Well, it'll be hard to do though. You can't fish both of them, but you can go to both weigh-ins and try to buy some raffle tickets. Okay, so anyway, 2 good things happening for the weekend. Now, I wanted to, we're talking about, again, on Monday's show, we had the video from the pier trip, catching all of them. I got a kick out of the, actually, we saw the birds coming in. I talked about how the old timers, all the electronics we have now, with the iPilot that takes your boat back to right there where the wind blew you off from, the side scan radar that tells you not just on the bottom, but tells you what's off on the side. And so many electronics have evolved in the outdoor fields. It's almost a no-brainer. You can go fishing and just all of a sudden be an expert with just all the electronics, which is nothing wrong with that. But I still get a kick out of going back to the, just reading nature and doing that. And I was thinking, and what got me thinking about the last couple of days was when we saw the birds coming with the Spanish mackerel. It just like textbook, just exactly like we talked about doing it. And I wrote down a couple things last night about not just that, the other nature signs the old timers use. We've talked about the 3rd fog in March. And sure enough, within 3 or 4 or 5 days of that 3rd fog, the Spanish show up. And then started, thinking about how the outdoorsmen just sort of look at nature, the old outdoorsmen. Even on the freshwater side, I can remember, my dad and all wanted to find in a creek and all, he'd find what he called an eddy, where the water swift along the logs and everything. But then behind the log is what they call that eddy, which is that calm water. And he was right, and he wasn't a marine biologist, but he said, the fish are swimming by real fast down current, and they see a little place of rest, they're going to pull into the eddy. And I always thought as a kid that must be that rest stop like you see on the highways. But anyway, those eddies are good. Here on the bay system, and you talk to guides and all, and they talk about nervous water. And what it is, you're looking out on the bay system and just nature now, no electronics. You look out on the bay system, and that water you see that water just shaking a little bit like that. That means if the redfish are moving around, those little ripples and all in it. That's all signs of nature that we did. And then I wrote down the signs of spring, and we're talking about all the blooms in nature, and we talk about that a lot. All kind of things blooming out and fresh. And we're talking about the hummingbirds coming back, and we've seen a couple of hummingbirds last couple of weeks. Hummingbirds come in a little bit after the beginning of spring, but that's when the hummingbird gets here. I tell myself that we're right flat out in the middle of springtime. So the hummingbirds are here. And then I thought one of the best, and this is, I don't mean to disrespect, but when the snowbirds go back home, that's a sign of spring, because they're here, and we love our snowbirds and all. And I haven't, this past year, I didn't hear a lot from the snowbirds. I don't know if not that many came down and all, but usually I get a lot of reports from them and them going on and watching the show. But anyway, these are just the signs of nature, and I get a kick out of it, and I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Now, we got to move on. We're still adding names, okay, from Bluntstown. We're going to add Marlene. They watch the show every morning. Marlene Young from Bluntstown. okay? And then Randy Harrell, also from Bluntstown. That's 2 more in there. And like I say, we'll be doing the drawings coming up Friday. And Tarpon Dock Seafood has been gracious over the years. They've given us a lot of seafood to give away to our viewers. So, okay, we're going to take our break and then come back for our final report. We're going to get on Google Earth and talk about where you can win this weekend's tournament. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. And I always, when I get up here, I always forget to get fishing game times. They're over there on my desk, and I'll get to them tomorrow. But anyway, we do have fishing game times each and every day, and I apologize for that. I did want to share this with you before I get to St. Joe Bay, where to fish for a tournament. My cousin Jimmy and his wife Jane, we love to see each other. They came down there from Brevard, North Carolina, came down and visited us the last couple of days. We went out. And he wanted to see the state park because he used to teach diving lessons at the state park many years ago. So we went out to St. Andrews State Park, and I was surprised. And he wanted to. We went out. They used to the jetties. He can't believe what the hurricanes have done to the jetties, and it's just hard to conceive that. But anyway, what I want to share with you: the state park, the campground. The folks, there are campers in there. I didn't know that opened back up to campers, so I wanted to pass that on to you. I think a lot of people didn't know that opened up to campers. And I looked down, we went to the boat ramp. Okay, let's zoom into the boat ramp. Boat ramp's in great shape, but there were some campers right here in the center of the screen. There were some campers. I looked down from the boat ramp down here, and there's some campers in there. And all these trees are gone now. This is before the hurricane. And also, but the boat launch and all is in good shape. You got a double boat ramp, and so St. Andrews State Park. It's recovering. The trees are coming back a little bit, but it's not as beautiful as it once was, but it will be one day. So just, keep on. But if you want to camp out there, I'd go and give them a call, but it's limited camping. The campground was not full. I think they're just doing, I was talking to my son last night, we were talking about it. He said his understanding is they're doing one stage, one section at a time, which I could understand. They got one area ready. So St. Andrews State Park is open for camping. Let's go down and win this tournament Saturday. Here's what you need to do, okay? Let's go on down to St. Joe Bay. You can pay your $10. Okay, let's start here in north. We'll work north to south. You can launch your boat right here, folks, and you can catch trout. You can go up in here and catch some trout, okay? You go up here and catch some trout. You control this whole area right here. If you're in a boat, you control the whole area, and then go up here to the T, and you have some redfish up in here, okay? If you're in a boat. But mainly I want to talk about the waders. If you want to wade out there, all right, see the Highland View Bridge. You can fish up under this bridge right here, and you can catch redfish, flounder, and trout either on the south side here or either on the north side. I can promise you there'll be some fish caught this weekend right in this area right here. Now I would use peeled shrimp. I'd use some live bait or peeled shrimp in that. And you want to catch that good tide movement. Now, you want to fish on the beach, park beside the road right in here. Park beside the road and wade out to this deeper water here. And also, all right, I haven't never showed this place, but I'm going to give up a secret. See, there's a little ditch coming out here, a little creek feeding. See that hole right there? You can walk up there and fish into that hole right there in the center of the screen. That will be holding Saturday morning now, it will be having some flounder in it, okay, early Saturday morning. And then, of course, this is up in here, some private houses and all, but anyway, you can catch some redfish, trout, and flounder all through here. Now we'll go down to the boat ramp. The other place is, this hot place right here is, okay, here's Blue Water. Blue Water Outriggers are right here. So go behind Blue Water Outriggers, come down to the marina, and one of the winning fish, if not 2 or 3 of them, will be caught right in this area right here from shore. Okay, that is really deep water. There used to be paper mill. Big boats used to come in here, but this is a paper mill area a long time ago. But marina's always been here. But fish here in the gap. There won't be a lot of boat traffic, and you can fish both sides of this area. But right in here, I can promise you they're going to catch some redfish. Saturday, there'll be some redfish caught right out of here. That's 2 places. And the third place, going down to what we call Town Beach. Okay? Park along the side of the road, where the Methodist church is. all along Town Beach, way out. The guides fish up and down in here, all up and down in here is good fishing, okay? So that's going to be good. Now, the weigh-in, let me show you where the weigh-in is going to be. It will be at Salinas Park. And first of all, let me show you another place. We've talked about this a lot. You can put your kayak in here, or you can actually wade, go up in here, this little hammock, and wade out there. It's a little soft and all wading up in here, but if you got on some good shoes and all, you'll be okay. So anyway, the whole area, and of course, you got Press Nails and Black's Island. And we talked about fishing. I'm not talking about fishing my boat. We talked about this last week. If you're not, okay, let's go ahead and go. Okay, the weigh-in itself, you know where the weigh-in is going to be at Salinas Park, but it's going to be, anyway, what I want to tell you when you're fishing, okay, I showed you the place now, what to fish with. Of course, you know, live bait, always go what the guys do. The guys always fish with live bait, and that tells you something right away. But if you don't have a live bait, you know, you can fish a popping cork. You can fish a good popping cork with, you know, any kind of a lure under it, as far as it looks something like a shrimp. Okay, shrimp is good this time of year. So you fish that, and of course you can fish with this, you know, semi-sinking bait like the Paul Brown. The grass should not be bad at all this time of year. You're gonna get a little bit of grass in. Of course, when we're fishing for flounder now, you're gonna fish your bottom, a little jig head. You want to fish look for a pothole, okay, on the edge of the grass. And those flounder in St. Joe Bay, they'll lay up in there. And St. Joe Bay is one of the best places to catch flounder in the whole Florida Panhandle. So it's going to be interesting what all is going to be caught. I'm looking forward to the results. Hopefully, I'm going to be there, and we're going to, you know, we're going to be just enjoying it like everybody else. And I wish I had time to fish it, but I don't. But you do. So go ahead and sign up for it. And if even you don't fish it, go ahead and go there and buy some raffle tickets. That money goes to a good cause of that one, bass fishing in the morning, and then that big base slam in the afternoon. It just don't get any better than that at fishing tournaments. Got to wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for watching our show. We appreciate, like yesterday, the guest we had and all the information we'll get out to you, and appreciate your viewership. Do something good today for your fellow man, and you have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.